Andrew Wilson sends this angry woke leftist into an unhinged meltdown, basically triggering him. Okay. All over one simple request made by Andrew Wilson, and this angry woke leftist just explodes all on him and stuff. Pause. And simple fact that Andrew Wilson, like whenever he asks a question, a simple question, or give a simple request, why does the people on the left always get angry, so defensive and stuff, apparently? But yeah, this is one heated debate where basically shows another example of why we should bring back more insane asylums. So here we are with Angel Wilson, just basically triggering as well as destroying this woke leftist in an unhinged meltdown right now. And basically, in the end, Andrew Wilson definitely goes off, but in a justifiable way. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, great. Andrew, just name the trait.
Well, I'm sorry. You said that I was going to embarrass Orthodox people by having a debate on name the trait.
Oh my gosh.
So you
Name the trait.
Are you going to tell me what the argument from the Orthodox perspective is supposed to be on name the trait?
No, since not Orthodox. That's why you would embarrass yourself. Now name the trait. I said I would assume his position. Were you not tracking?
I was
Hey,
not.
look,
I
I'm not
guess I
interested
wasn't
in any of
tracking.
look. I'm not interested in any of this obfuscating or prevaricating or posturing. Name the trait.
Name the trait for what? For the vegan things?
Name the trait that if it were to be true of humans, that is currently true of animals, would make it morally permissible to factory farm and eat them for food. Name the trait.
Yeah, is that a knowledge claim that you're asking?
Do you know? Oh my, you're so. I can't say that. Yeah, it has nothing to do with epistemology. Name the trait.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with epistemology. Are you making a knowledge claim?
No,
you're
would be because I'm.
You're not making
you
a knowledge.
Name the trait.
Well, you're asking me a question. I'm asking you.
No, so I can be agnostic on vegan ethics and still ask you to name the trait. Name the trait.
I see. So are you're asking me a question, a knowledge-based question, right?
Yeah, I'm asking you to name the trait.
Okay, so real quick, just so we can cover a few things. Let's start with knowledge claims themselves. Or is that okay? Can we do that? Take a couple.
What we can do is look.
Metaethics?
This is what we can. Oh my goodness! Never say metaethics again. You have no idea what that means.
What does it mean?
What we can do is have you name the trait.
Yeah, but the thing is I think we have to take a look at a few things to justify whether or not you can even ask me this question.
Why are you dodging?
Dodging
why
what?
on earth? You're doing the Jay Dyer thing, right? Like this stupid dumb EO Jay Dyer thing, and you're dodging the question. So maybe if I autistically repeat it.
Okay, if you want me to only
name the trait.
Okay. Here's my position then. If you're asking me this question, is the question that you're trying to ask me directly, I was trying to throw you a bone here, but is the question you're asking me directly just this? Is there a trait which animals have that human beings don't have that justifies you in eating them?
Wow.
Is that the question you're asking me?
That's the question. Yeah,
okay.
That's the question.
The response to this question is, I'm sure there is. However, there are so many traits which exist that I could not possibly name it unless you can name all of the traits that human beings have so that I can pick one. Can you?
What in the flying? Repeat what you just said. Please repeat it.
So
I want everyone to hear what you just said.
Do you agree with me that there's somewhere around, I don't know, an infinite amount of...
Just repeat exactly what you just said.
If it is
that came out of your mouth.
There's nothing dumb about what I just said. Is it the case?
Look, I grant that you don't think there's anything dumb about it.
Yeah.
But I know what you just said is stupid.
Okay, well then what did I just say?
Yeah, what you just said is this. I believe there is a trait, right?
Yeah.
But I could never know what it is because there's so many. And you would have to name every single one of the traits for me to know which one it is.
Well, do you agree with me that, because you just asked me a question.
If I call you stupid, why would I agree?
Do you agree with me? I don't understand why you're freaking out. Do you agree with me that there's so many traits?
Stupidity annoys me. That's why I'm freaking out.
Do you okay, can you answer a question for me?
Do you are you going to answer my question?
I just did. I answered. I did not. I'm sorry. Did I answer your question?
I asked you to name the trait, right?
I answered.
I asked you to name the trait.
And I answered the question.
What you did was you said this. You said there are so many traits.
Yeah.
I can't actually name the trait until you tell me all the traits. which means the answer to the question is no, right?
Well,
What you said is
no,
contradictory.
no,
I
there's
can
no
give you the trait,
contradiction.
but I also can't give you the trait.
You're really
you don't think that generates
freaking. Dude,
you don't think that proposition generates a
bro, you're
contradiction?
really
I can
freaking
name
out.
the trait and also.
Okay, so basically, this is a debate on whether people should eat animals or not, and what the reasons are. As y'all saw, he asked Andrew. He told Andrew to name the trait, but Andrew simply gave him clarification. But here's the thing. All right. Um, about this whole argument of why people shouldn't eat animals and stuff because of the fact that they have the similar traits to humans and stuff. Well, in a sense, that's kind of true, but we have more traits than animals and stuff that animals don't have and stuff. For one, animals often lack the rationality and moral agency, um, basically justifying different treatment. So yeah, it's true that we share same abilities to feel pain with as animals do and stuff, but animals don't possess like any kind of rationality where it actually shows reasoning, any kind of moral judgment, or some forms of planning and stuff, which is also unique to humans and gives us human rights. Now, this difference means that animals don't have that same moral status or invaluable rights as humans, basically giving us the reason to go ahead and eat them as well as wear their fur as clothing for us. And then there's also the fact that eating meat is part of the natural food chain and as well as evolutionary design and stuff. Of course, they believe in evolution, but humans are, biologically omnivores, where we eat both meat and plants and stuff, where we need both to survive for optimal nutrition, which justifies eating meat despite animals dying and stuff, where we need protein and stuff to feed ourselves and as well as our children, much like how lions and other predators consume prey without any kind of more qualms and stuff. And then there's also breeding animals and stuff, and eating animals benefits them by granting existence and good lives too. Okay. Now, if animals are, capable of experiencing pleasure, then breeding them for food, provided they have overall good lives, maximizes their well-being by bringing more of them into existence than that would happen in the wild or somewhere else. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, people like this guy won't really get that, and they'll definitely disagree and stuff. They'll insult us and also call us, every Istanphobe in a book and stuff. And when the fact of the matter is, they don't, accept that we disagree. They want control, basically. Okay. They don't want us to enjoy our favorite steaks or eat our favorite, chicken meals and stuff. They also don't want us to basically enjoy any kind of food, like not only meats and stuff, but also kind of like types of milk and stuff from cows and everything, or anything that comes from animals and stuff. They don't want us to eat those and stuff and be happy. They want us to be as miserable as them. Okay. And that's pretty sad, by the way.
Also can't name the. Yeah, I told you, stupidity freaks me out, right?
Oh man,
Like
you're
when people
freaking
say
out.
stupid things, I agree. So can you name the trait?
Yeah, so I think I could, but you'd have to give me a list of every trait that a human
I
being
didn't ask.
has.
See, so this is a little bit of a tracking error on your part. I didn't ask you if you think you can name the trait.
Mhm.
I asked you if you can name the trait.
I can name name the trait if
But
you
do you
give me a
wanna-
list
look,
of all human
do you
beings'
wanna-
traits.
Do you want to retract that claim?
No, I don't. No.
Okay, so wait, you can name the trait if I give you. So it's conditional. You can name the trait if and only if I list out every single trait which exists.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Why?
that's just a dodge.
Yeah,
so
why?
Do you want to
Why?
name the
Why?
trait, or
Can
do
you
wanna
answer my
continue asking
question?
stupid
What's
questions?
wrong with that? Can you tell me what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with
Yeah.
So when I say I can't say that it's YouTube. Yeah. So when I say it's R worded,
Mhm.
that means it's dumb. So the issue with what you
what's
said is that
wrong
it's
with
really,
it?
really stupid.
What? Yeah,
Like, it's
what?
the kind of
That's
thing
not
an
an
autistic
art. Listen, that's not telling me what's wrong with it, except I
Wait, do
just
you
don't
want it
like it.
formalized? Wait. Do you want it? Do you
Yeah,
want it
yeah, give
formalized?
it to me in a
Yeah, so
syllogism.
premise one, if it's the case that what you say is,
Mhm.
then I shouldn't answer it. And then you can
Yeah,
just follow
you're
Lotus
just, but
Pope.
that's not telling me anything.
It's not telling
Okay, name the traits.
it's
Name the
retarded.
traits.
That what you said is recorded.
Name the traits. Oh, there we go.
So is
That
the trait-
that
wait,
gave
is
you
the-
a bunch
is the
of
trait-
yeah.
that-
So
is
can
that the
you
trait retardation?
Can you answer? What's the problem with that answer?
Are you like?
Can you answer my? What's the problem with that answer? What's the
problem is that
problem
it's
with the? Oh,
Yeah,
the problem is.
What are you?
What's the problem with the answer, dude? What's the problem?
Yeah, so like, look. Maybe I could put it in a way that you understand. If I ask you what
Yeah.
day it is today, and you say, "Come f me in the ass," right? I'm gonna say the answer that you gave to my question is
No, but if you ask me what day is it today, and I asked you to give me a list of
no.
all of
You
the
agree?
days,
Wait, I want to be clear. If I ask you what day it is today, and you respond, "Come f me in the ass," you agree that's a response, right?
oh
And
well,
the issue with
I would
response is
agree.
that it's
I would
retarded.
agree that that would be a non sequitur, or
No.
at least it
Do
wouldn't
you
be
agree
moving
that that's
into
a
what you're trying
retarded?
to talk.
See,
Dude,
that's not an
stop.
answer to the question.
Dude, you have
Do you
to.
agree that that's
You
a
have to
retarded
stop spurging out, and we can have a productive conversation.
Look. I just want you
How
to
is
agree.
it that
it's
you think
retarded
you're
response.
making orthodoxy look good here?
Wait, I never said I'm making orthodoxy look good.
But
I
I
said
thought
you
your
make it look
entire the entire objection to me was that I make
No, my
orthodoxy
entire
look bad.
objection to you is that you would lose to Synth in a debate on NTT because you're.
Well,
That's
okay,
my entire.
well, I got to tell you, if you ask me a question, you
Yeah,
realize
well, I
that,
gotta tell you, you're
yeah,
looking really
you realize
bad right
that
now. If you did this
questions,
to Synth,
yeah.
he would make you look retarded.
Is there? I'm sorry. Is there a wrong answer to NTT?
Yeah, any answer that leads to a reductio or a contradiction.
Did I
would be a
give
wrong
you?
answer.
Did I give you an answer that led to a reductio?
No. You didn't give me an answer.
No, I gave you an answer.
No. You didn't give me an answer.
I gave you an answer. Yes, I did.
No. You didn't. See, what you did was you gave a conditional. You said, I will give you an answer if you do X, which means you didn't give me an answer.
No, I didn't
Moral.
actually say that. What I said was, I do.
Wait, you didn't say that?
No.
So you didn't say
What
that
I
you would
said
name
was,
the trait either.
I
No,
do.
sorry.
I
sorry,
do.
No, sorry.
Dude.
So you didn't say
You have to
would give me
let.
the trait
Listen.
if I named every trait that was in existence.
Don't
That's
let
not what you said.
if you don't let the other person speak, we can't even have a discussion. So you tell me
No,
when
we
you're
can have a
done.
discussion when you stop
You let
saying
me know
false
when you're done speaking, and then I'll speak. Go ahead.
Yeah, when I mute my mic, that means I'm done speaking.
So anyway, whenever you let me know, just give me the high sign.
Well, when I muted my mic after I said when I mute my mic, I'm done speaking. A normal person would take that as a cue to talk.
Yeah. So I mean, are you done? Do you want to let me talk? Did you just say yes
Can you
or
not
no?
see when I mute my mic? Can you not see that?
Well, no, I actually can't see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute it now.
Okay, thanks. That's all I was asking for. So actually, that's not what I said. I didn't actually say the only way that I could name a trait is through this. What I said was this specifically. You asked a question, can you name a trait? Right? That's you asking a question. I answered your question. I do believe I could name a trait. I just think you would have to list every single trait a human being has for me to do so. That's not only is that not evading the question, but there's nothing there that leads to a reductio, and your only response is that's not false.
Yeah, so
what are you
just to
saying
be-
there?
Just to clear up some of the
What are you
confused
saying
things
there?
said. One, I never said that. You said you could only answer the question if I gave you every single trait. What I said is that you said you would answer the question if I named every single trait.
Yeah.
That is.
I'm gonna have to agree with Andrew Wilson here because he just told him name a trait. All right. Now let's be honest. If we were asked that same question, we would try to figure out, what exactly do they mean by that, okay? And that's what Andrew Wilson was simply trying to do. I mean, we could name any trait and stuff because of the fact that, to appeal to their argument or as well as to answer the question simply and to show them a trait where animals don't have that particular trait that humans do, okay? Now they probably say they name another trait until come across a trait where both animals and humans share that similar trait. And the fact of the matter is that or they could probably even share a trait that animals may have to justify that it's the same trait as the human and stuff when it's really not. Like making logical decisions or having like moral, reasoning and stuff. But Andrew Wilson was just simply trying to look for clarification. Okay. And of course, as usual, people on the woke left and stuff, they go ahead and go into a bit of a tizzy where they insult us and stuff whenever we look for clarification on what they're trying to see. And then they accuse us of, using this particular thing as a tactic to avoid answering the question, when in reality, they're avoiding answering the questions and stuff. People are trying to answer the question, but they just want actual clarification first, so that way they can understand where you're coming from, as well as to value your input and everything. And that's something that people on the woke left don't understand, what people like Andrew Wilson are actually trying to go ahead and do. I mean, this is just basically, he's going nowhere with this particular debate. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure that he wants this to be the debate. He wants it to be a monologue for himself and for Andrew Wilson to go ahead and conform to him. So that way he'll be in control and be seen as the winner.
Is what you said.
Yeah.
And I said your response is
Why?
because it's not an answer.
Yeah, it is an answer.
No, it's not an answer.
No,
in the
it's
same way, if
literally
I were
an
to ask
answer.
you, in the same way, if I were to ask you, what day is it today?
Yeah.
And you responded, "Come me in the ass."
Yeah, but
that's a response.
Those things wouldn't
but
be.
it's not actually an answer to my
question. But those
question.
things wouldn't be equal.
So then I would just respond by saying, "That's." And then if you were to ask me, well, what's the problem with it? I would respond again with, "That's."
Okay, so let me respond to this. So if it is the case that that somebody asked you what day of the week it is, and you said something about in the ass, that wouldn't be relaying to the actual question that they asked you. I am actually answering the question you asked me directly. I even asked you to make sure I had it clear.
No,
the only thing that I told you is that
you're aware that
the only dude. Let me talk for five seconds before you cut in. I've been super good faith with you. I don't know why you're spurging out so badly.
I need you to relax. Look.
I don't want to
walk you through this.
Okay, walk me through it.
I don't want to have to walk.
I need you to walk me through it.
If someone asked me, yeah, I will. I'll do it real slow. I know you like it real slow, Andrew. I got you. If someone asked me the question, what day is it today? And then I say, I mean, look, you're just going to have to tell me every single day of every single month
before
of
they
every
can
single year in human history before I can answer your question.
So if somebody said that they needed...
Stop.
Okay, go ahead.
Stop. That means they're providing a conditional, right? They're saying, I will answer your question if and only if you meet condition X.
Yeah,
well,
so
that
no,
means they just didn't answer it. Stop.
Yeah, that's not what they're saying. You stop.
That's what he's doing. Having him to answer a question until he meet this or criteria, that criteria. So either he can shut him down and and try to call him wrong, or just make him conform to his ways. That's what people on the left always do. Okay. And this isn't really a good logical debate or argument on his part, because let's be honest here. I mean, he's going to go ahead. He's throwing out there all kinds of buzzwords and stuff where he's trying to trap Wilson and everything. But the fact of the matter is that, he can't even he's contradicting himself, basically. He's telling him to name a trait or answer the question and everything, but at the same time, he's telling him that, the answers that he's being given, he said those are not answers. That's not an answer. Problem is, that's not the answer he wants. Okay, but it's still an answer, nevertheless. Okay, and that's something that people on the left are going to have to understand as well as accept. And if they can't do that, they won't be able to prove that particular response as something that's wrong. Well, it seems to me this dude doesn't really know what he's talking about, and he can't really prove Andrew Wilson wrong.
Look, dude, you have to let the other guy.
In which they would. They gave conditions under which they would answer the question.
Okay,
and the principle I set forth with the other, and the principle I set forth with the analogy is that if instead of answering my question, you just say something stupid, I'm going to call it.
Okay.
And instead of answering my question, you just said something stupid, so I called it.
Okay.
Do you understand now?
Yeah. So can I respond now?
Yeah, you have permission. Go ahead.
So if it was the case that somebody said to you, hey, what day of the week is it? The other person said, I can't answer that without more information, and then told you what the requisite information was that they would need so that they could give you a concise answer. That is actually answering your question. Can you refute that in any way or tell me how that's wrong?
Yeah, I want. This is so stupid.
I know, but you still haven't actually contended with what I'm saying.
No, you're so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, you just keep saying that, but I'm waiting for you to actually give me something here.
Relax.
I'm relaxed.
Yeah, so in order for me to answer your question, you need to meet these conditions. And then you said, that's an answer to your question.
Oh.
You understand how affirming those two problems.
How long have you been diddling? How long have you been diddling kids? How long have you been diddling kids? Answer the question. Answer the question.
I just want to be clear. You understand how affirming both those propositions is contradictory.
Neither,
you understand.
Neither are propositions. Idiot. Neither are propositions. It's one's an answer to a question.
I just want to be.
Yeah, that's correct. Those aren't asking me a question. It's not a proposition. You stupid fuck.
Monkey.
Okay, so yeah, this is basically going nowhere, but Andrew Wilson did answer his question, or at least he tried to, because of the fact that the matter of this angry woke leftist here is just so sure of himself and stuff. And, it's like he completely got destroyed in this particular debate. Now, unfortunately, this whole debate or discussion, whatever you want to call it, never resolved. And Andrew Wilson demanded a trade and stuff. He basically got a conditional dodge from the angry woke leftist who accused him of trying to make a conditional dodge and stuff, and repeats his claim that this is not a real answer towards Andrew Wilson. Now, it's like both remain, trapped in their positions and stuff. But even though it didn't get anywhere, Andrew Wilson definitely won this one, where, his opponent, this angry woke leftist, continuing to focus on technicalities and semantics, basically insisting that questions aren't propositions, and that, Andrew Wilson is wrong to demand binary answers, one or the other. But then he also tried to reframe the logic of the position, but Andrew Wilson actually refused to go ahead and give him that opportunity to entertain him with what he sees as basic confusion. Okay, so basically, yeah, Andrew Wilson took this and sent this angry woke leftist into a bit of a tizzy, like an unhinged crash out and stuff, where he triggered him in this heated debate. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.